of reducing this 52%. And to reduce this 52% is to buy the right meters. So there can never be an excuse not to buy the right meters. Because you're the one who has told us that this one is reliable. Then that means we must go for this one that is reliable to enable you reduce on the non-revenue water. Thank you.
Okay, if I may add a bit, in the CIDP report of 2019-2020, we gave out to the county government budget, the department, that we need to replace all these meters. The only way you are going to do it is now go to the British standards through the county government support. We wanted 2 meters every year to replace all these other meters which have been installed left, right, center. You know, at some point, customers were buying meters for themselves. At some point, that is, I'm talking of rural schemes. They were buying meters from hardwares.
You buy meter for yourself?
Before, it was customers who were buying those meters. And that is why we say we need to replace them.
Before is when?
But currently we are...
No, you're saying before is when?
That was between 2010, 2015.
Oh, 2010, 2015.
Yes.
Okay, so you're proposing that maybe to the relevant committee, because it may not be this committee, but we can only make recommendations, because we're also looking at ways that will reduce this non-revenue water. And if it means that if you are proposing that if you buy new meters and we do a replacement for the entire county, if it will help us to reduce this 52%, why not? Thank you.
Thank you very much for that question. I think I also have an issue, because when you talk about the meters, on your side, is it to the disadvantage of the company or the customer? Because if the meter is not accurate, you can be overcharging the customer because it is not accurate. Maybe 75% is on the customer is getting paying more. So this issue of meters, because you are under control and you are in charge, because you can also regulate the way Mheshimiwa is saying there are standards. Before you issue a meter, you know that this meter is which quality, which standard, and how is it read. Because we can complain about the meters, that you see all these meters have issues, all these meters, but you are in charge, because as a technical manager, you can be able to know, yes, this area has issues with meters. We cannot replace now, but there are other ways that you can also be able to manage. Because as a customer, if you know my meter has a problem, how will you help me to go about it, or maybe to solve that issue of meter problem? Is it you tell a customer to replace, or you stop, or you, because there's no issue, there's no need for us to have a meter that is not working and making losses both to the customer and to the company. Why have it? There's no need. So I think you need to have a quick solution on that, because a quick jump into the next report, because I have seen it. You have given recommendations, so many recommendations. That was for the last financial year, but now 53% should have given us now maybe a hope, but now we see it's getting worse. By getting 53% is not improving at all. And what I have heard from you all the time is trying to throw a blame to somewhere. It's either towards the county government, towards Bomet county government, is it towards what? But you see, the issue here is, if we are able to get this at least to manageable levels, let's say 30%, WASREP knows that it can go up to 25 to 27%. But for us, let's say even if we come to 35%, it means we can be able to raise more money that can be able to sustain and even pay the other liabilities that we have. So this issue is we are going to look at it keenly. I don't know whether there are the illegal connections again that you maybe you have said, because when you say illegal connection, could it be that maybe somebody is colluding with those illegal people who are connecting and going back behind the scenes to collect money and say they are illegal connections? Because how comes you people know that they are illegal connections and you're not telling us what actions have you done? Because I asked a question, have you prosecuted someone because of illegality? Because it means the number of legal connections must be having illegal income somewhere. I see you are nodding. Is it true? Yes. Who is this collecting income from other places that is not coming to KEWASCO? So, and it's your responsibility to actually monitor that. Because even if there is water leakage, always, I told you before that any human being is conscious that you see there is water flowing here. And there must be a communication on how to respond so that you can quickly respond and rectify the issue. So,
customers do you have in the entire county?
Meanwhile, as we get you the exact figure, Chair, I want to mention that we have also prosecuted the people found with illegal connections, a number of them. Remember, we are currently under critical infrastructure, and we have a police unit to that effect. So we have arrested people. Some opt to pay the penalties and not to get to court, and that is our interest. When you pay the penalties, including consumption, we leave you off the hook. Number two is I would also wish maybe to invite this committee one of these fine days as part of the interventions to address the issues of inaccuracy of our meters. We have already received a meter testing bench at Dukamoja. We are finalizing the construction of the office, so that we'll say, we don't know, maybe I'm overcharging you, or maybe you are underpaying me. We want to be checking the accuracy of those with water meters. Anytime, at our own time, we can decide that let's check the accuracies, let's get all the meters, and we do a meter recalibration. So that is the intervention. So the number of
The total
total is 32,444.
32,444.
44.
So if you're sitting here and a new customer is connected, is it real time? Do you get updated in real time, or you have to go back to the office to confirm?
No, we have to go back to the office. You know, it's customer connection is a process. That application process, up and until it is loaded to the system.
Don't explain. I've asked a question.
Maybe our system is operated within the local area network. It is not web-based. Okay. So we have to log into the office and confirm. What I'm reading for is from a report I did like yesterday.
So the 31,444 is as of yesterday, today morning, the last update?
As of last month.
As of last month?
Yes.
So you do not know.
But if I would go to the system, I'll see it will be as of now.
As of now?
Yes.
But these figures is for last month. Now, in these figures, do these all, okay, how many customers are commercial?
Okay, under commercial, we have 964 connections. We have domestic as 3203.
So 964.
Commercial.
Commercial.
Yes.
And domestic?
3203.
3203. 3. Which is at
We have kiosks at 19.
Kiosks. 19.
Yes, we have bulk water connections at 3.
Bulk is now like
We have bulk is in the rural, whereby water goes to Bomet. It serves Kericho, then it goes back to Bomet. So we have 3 connections under bulk in Litain.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, for the of these, how many are using the new meters? Do you have the records? Or you may have to go back to your.
Okay, what I have here is the total metered connections.
Okay. So what figures are we looking at if you were to be supported to replace new meters, or to replace old meters?
Okay, there was a report that we had, we once did almost 6 months ago. It was coming to almost 7,000 meters to replace the old ones.
So the old ones are 7,000.
Yes.
Or you want it done in phases?
Yes. Okay. Yes, but ideally it was just a proposal for support. But if it would come at a go, it would be better, because we'll solve the problems once and for all.
Okay, so I want you to pay attention again to this 52%. So I personally am not satisfied, and that is why I told you, is it possible you explain to me so that I get to understand how a company, because you see, you have seen what is called contract, performance-based contract, where you are paid on performance. If today you had been put under performance by a CEO, what do you think your boss would be recommending, looking at this 52%?
From where we have come from 57% to 52,
Then up to 53.
we are staggering at 53, 52. So we are.
There is nothing like staggering. The one who has told us that you're
Yes.
at 53.
Yes.
So if today you had signed a performance contract,
Yes.
because at the end of the day the buck stops with you, what do you think will be your boss would be recommending if you had signed performance-based contract?
Based on the reduction of from 57 to 53, is fairly good.
But you see already the 53 is a loss.
Which is actually 28% higher than what is recommended.
But still it's a loss.
Yes.
That's why we are in a negative trajectory.
I want to mention here that reducing this non-revenue water comes with a cost. It comes with a cost. Even without investing on this, we'll even still be discussing about this even next year. That is my honest opinion. Without changing the pipeline, and you still want to get water to customer A, without changing that infrastructure, we'll discuss the same thing. It comes with investment. So my request would be, let us invest in water infrastructure. That is it.
You see, MD, when you talk about investing in infrastructure, I know there is an existing infrastructure in place now, and you as technical and management team, you have your own ways of managing the cost also as well, because it's not only putting in cost but also managing. There are issues maybe that doesn't require to put a cost, but to have data and manage the data very well. Because when you say losses, you see, you cannot sit maybe today, end of the month, and then you don't know how much you have lost. And then again, the next month, you wait for it now to lose again, and then you count in the loss. You wait for the whole year, then you're coming to the next financial year, waiting for the losses to come. Sometimes you don't have to sit and watch, because what I've seen is, even the request that I've seen you making around, that you see the county government should give us this, when you sum up all the money that county government is giving you, if you are operating, let's say for example, at a non-revenue water of around 35%, as I said. Let's say you struggle hard to get it to 35%, and you calculate, you will be able to get even break even. So the real question is, if you have to start from zero, because it means already we are in a negative, a deep hole, where it can take up to 10 years to recover, as I saw. If you are to recover from zero, having the current infrastructure, does it mean that we still go back to the same hole? Or you still have to reintroduce new skills of managing this infrastructure? Because already that the one that is in is still an infrastructure. Whether it needs repairs here and there, it's up to you as technical team, because you are the experts and this is your business. So that issue of saying maybe we need to invest now, because if there is no money for investment, what do we do? Because there is no money. Do we say now, let's now close it and say we don't have any business again? Because if already you have infrastructure in place that is existing, you can choose to cut down on the rest, maybe some of the issues like maybe rationing or something like that. You can. There are so many things that you can do actually with what you have at hand, because we are counting what you have at hand. We don't want to count what we don't have by saying, oh, this county government should do this, this should do this. I know at some point support is needed, but the little support you are given should be highly prioritized and put in the right place. So actually, this issue of non-revenue, maybe as a committee, and maybe other committees existing within this house, we are still going to follow it up even further to get more answers on this, so that we don't want this company to fall. Currently, I know there are so many issues of staff, which I don't think it's good. Even in the media we saw last time that staff are complaining that they have not received salary for a long time. And this is a question that needs to be addressed, because all of them have children in school, they want to eat, they have houses to pay, they have things to do. And we still just assume that maybe how long will it go now? Because if we cannot be able to meet our liabilities and salaries and statutory deductions and all those, so there are big questions that we need to answer. Now, because we are looking at the two reports for the 2 consecutive financial years, then when we went through the report as a committee, we realized that the issues are almost similar. But I would like to maybe hand over to the auditor, so that maybe you can, I am requesting maybe you could go through, we see any matter that is not related to the previous ones, so that we can tackle specifically, because others are almost similar. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Now we are at the report for the financial year 2022, and as you have indicated, the matters are similar. The first one is undisclosed material uncertainty relating to going concern, and we've encountered that paragraph in the previous year, but the figures have changed. In this case, the company recorded a profit before tax of 6,802,006. Then also we still have the same problem of the current liabilities exceeding the current assets. So that's similar to the previous paragraph. Then the second paragraph is number 2, wrong outstanding debtors. This is also about the wrong outstanding debtors, and there was an aging analysis that indicated that an amount of 203,255,899 had remained uncorrected for a long period, and no provision for bad debts had been reported in the financial statements. So that's the only difference in regard to that paragraph. And then number 3, unsupported and doubtful other receivables. So these paragraph we have encountered issues that are similar about the VAT recoverables and other receivables. It has also indicated that its mirrors report in the prior year that about the 8.8,782,552 that was not supported with any documentation from Kenya Revenue Authority, and 8,100,000 out, which was that related to purchase of share capital by the county government of Kericho. So those paragraphs are similar. Maybe we can go to the next paragraph, number 4, bank and cash balance of a statement of customer deposits bank accounts. We have not dealt with this issue before, so I think we can go straight to that issue. It says that the statement of financial position and as disclosed in note 28 to the financial statements reflects customer deposits balance of 28,560,589. An analysis of the 3 bank statements where customers make meter deposits revealed withdrawals amounting to Kenya shillings 20,808,877, whose purpose was not explained, as withdrawals should only be done at the request of the customer who wishes to withdraw his or her deposit. As at year end, the 3 bank accounts reflected a total balance of Kenya shillings 7,751,712, as shown in the table shown below, is instead of 28,560,589 as reflected in note 28 to the financial statements. So in the circumstances, the regularity of the customer deposits amounting to 20,808,877 withdrawn from the 3 accounts, and the completeness of the recorded customers' deposits could not be confirmed.
Response.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Chair. The difference in customer borrowings resulted from approved borrowings from the customer deposit accounts to undertake investments. Customer deposits are refundable to the customers upon request or termination of our services to them. The amounts under customer deposit refers to deposits of Chemosit Water and Sanitation Company, Tililwe Water and Sanitation Company, and Kericho Water and Sanitation Company. A request was made to borrow this money and was presented to the board, and a justification given and a repayment plan was made to ensure that the money is refunded. In an effort to repay back the amounts, KEWASCO has had a monthly standing order of 100,000 shillings for the last 3 years. Annex number 13 is the standing order and the board minutes that approved the borrowings from the customer deposits.
Thank you. Any question?
What was this withdrawal for, the 20 million?
The figure of 20 million is actually historical. That's why I've mentioned that the deposits have been borrowed from the respective WSPs. Some were borrowed when it was Chemosit, some were borrowed when it was Tililwe, and some have been borrowed when it is Kericho Water. And that's why we are saying to build up, to get back to 20 million, we have done that standing order so that we reimburse the money to that account. So that in case a customer requests for termination, we are able to pay off his customer deposit.
You say this money was withdrawn for customers or for payment of salaries?
For investment.
For investment.
Yeah, some are for also salaries.
Can you check the next chart, 13? Do you have an extra 13?
Yes, I have.
Can you read for us the minutes?
First of all, under annexure number 13, we have a copy of the standing order. That is Cooperative Bank standing order that transfers money to account 801 to 800. And then we have the minutes. Agenda number 6 was to request to utilize customer deposit to pay net salaries. So I mentioned that some are for investment and some are for salaries, the borrowings. So when you go to even agenda 7 is actually a request to open a bank account for Cap Sweet Sociot and Cap Catet PSF, where the company was required to pay VAT. So we borrowed from the deposit to pay the VAT, and then some of the money were to pay salaries.
Is there any breakdown maybe for how much was for salaries, how much for VAT and the rest?
Maybe I can present that as part of the documents that we'll transmit to you.
Yes, we need the documentation,
Yes.
so that you can prove that the breakdown was approved. Furthermore, the amount borrowed and approved was not stated in the minutes. You did not state that this much was for this.
Yes, I'll present as from the board paper the amount and the purpose.
So how much has been borrowed so far from the customer deposits?
Maybe a request I do a report on per financial year,
Yes.
so that we do a report on Chemosit, Tililbe, and KEWASCO per financial year. I'll do that.
So have you been borrowing before?
It is historical. It started in Chemosit. They have their records of borrowings from Chemosit, their records of borrowings from Tililbe, and their records of borrowings from Kericho Water. So way back in 2000.
So the ones that have been borrowed before, has it been replaced again?
That is why we had the
Or you
standard
borrow
order.
and you don't pay back?
Okay, there are others that we paid back, then there are others that we didn't manage to pay back.
So what you do, can you provide for us that report of how you have been borrowing, repaying, and so far up to date, how is it?
Okay.
Thank you. We can go to the next.
The next paragraph, 4.2, frozen bank accounts, says that the statement of financial position and as disclosed in note 20 to the financial statements reflects a balance of Kenya shillings 30,501,900 in respect to bank and cash balances. However, bank balances amounting to Kenya shillings 5,669,743 in 3 Kenya commercial bank accounts were frozen due to litigation. The operations of the company were hindered during the year under review, as the amount was not available to the company. In addition, it is not clear and management has not indicated when and how the case will be determined. In the circumstances, the ownership and recoverability of the indicated bank balances amounting to Kenya shillings 5,669,743 could not be confirmed.
Response.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Chair, the amounts in the 3 bank accounts were frozen in the year 2010 through a court order by the then Board of Directors of Chemosit Water and Sanitation Company upon termination of their service provision agreement by Lake Victoria South Water Service Board. 2 cases were filed, and currently the cases were ruled in favor of Lake Victoria South Water Service Board. Annex, we have also put an annex number 14. Case number 1623 of 2013. Currently, progress on unfreezing the account is ongoing by the legal team. We have also attached Annex 15, letter to the bank to activate the accounts.
Have you finished? Okay, thank you. Now, The issue of frozen bank accounts. The court ruling you provided in Annexure 14. You can go to Annexure 14, which dates back to August 2018. And the letter to the bank in Annexure 15, which dates to October 2023. Are you there? The annexures. Annexure 14. What was the response from the bank concerning the issue?
Already they have allowed us to activate the accounts.
The accounts.
Yes, so they are now active. What
So-
we are only waiting for is constitution of the board, and the board now makes a resolution.
So you can be able to access the money now
Yes, but with the approval of the board.
with the board.
Yes.
Okay. Next. Rita, next.
The next paragraphs and other matter we have dealt with budgetary control and performance. Of course, the figures will change, and then unresolved prior year audit matters, and these have to do with the issues that we've looked at in the year 2021. That also some of the issues remained unresolved. Report on lawfulness and effectiveness in use of public resources. We have the issue of non-revenue water management. We have also looked at it, non-revenue water. Number 2, non-compliance with law on fiscal responsibility wage bill. This also is an issue we looked at in the prior year, but the figures have changed because the staff costs represent 63.6% of the total revenue of 257 million. Number 3, non-compliance with 1/3 of basic law. Now we have an issue of 11 employees who aren't necessarily less than 1/3 of their respective basic salaries. Number 4, we have also dealt with the issue non-compliance with the law on ethnic composition, and this is about the non-dominant communities being recruited into the organization. And then number 5, this one I think we have not dealt with, unlimited retirement benefits obligations. And it says that the statement of financial position, and as disclosed in note 26 to the financial statements, reflects a balance of Kenya shillings 13,143,036 on current retirement benefit obligations, and a balance of Kenya shillings 71,244,161 on non-current retirement benefit obligations. During the audit, it was noted that the company had not remitted employee retirement deductions amounting to Kenya shillings 84,387,167 as detailed in a table below. No provision for the fines and penalties had been factored in the financial statements. Failure to remit statutory deductions may attract penalties and fines to the company, which will continue to increase liabilities. Non-remittance of retirement benefit obligations also denies the retirees the due benefit, exposing them to unwarranted suffering. Thank you.
Response.
Okay, thank you. Chair, we do acknowledge that the company has not fully remitted the retirement benefit obligations. The company has been facing financial challenges due to inconsistency water supply and use of a non-cost reflective tariff. Out of 84,387,167, 14,773,017 shillings were inherited from Tilido Water and Sanitation Company. In the financial year under review, out of the grants we received from Water Fund, 8,941,075 shillings were remitted to pension schemes in an effort to reduce the retirement benefit obligations. Currently, we are implementing a new tariff, and our focus will allow us to reduce the same gradually over time. Lastly, we have a request to the county to support us clear the outstanding amount. Annex 24 are bank slips for pension. That is what we remitted, the 8.941075, and a request letter to the county government to that effect. Thank you.
Thank you. I've seen this issue of county government all the time and making requests. For these ones. And is there any hope that maybe we'll get positive feedback from the county government?
Thank you, Chair. I want to say that in several locations, remember that the board of directors is made up of the county government. In this case, two of them, finance and water. So during the board deliberations, they sometimes ask us, we do a letter we request, and then they see whether they can support us. Rarely do we get replies from the county.
When was your last meeting regarding this?
I can't remember the exact dates, but I can get the last minutes for this.
Because when you factor in something that is not there, then we'll be waiting for this money for forever.
Yeah, for this case, it was a request that if they are able.
Now, this is just a statement that you requested.
Yes.
But now, will the request be granted? And if it's not granted, what will you do?
If not granted, that is why you look at, we already have the new tariff. And if you check on our remittance to pension schemes, I think of late we are doing not badly off. We made some payments with the new tariff. We have made some progressive payments.
So with the new tariff, the income is
the billing has gone up by 2 million. The only challenge is the rural, up and until we get consistent water supply. So
per month or per year?
Per month. There is an improvement.
Okay. And okay, next one.
Next paragraph is unlimited statutory deductions. We have also already dealt with that paragraph, so the issues look similar. And we go to